to Microsoft Outlook. We have been learning in the last session about calendar. Now, what happens when you are out of office? What happens to the calls and the meetings that are scheduled and your calendar is filled when you have taken leave or are on leave? Well, we are going to be learning of how to set up out of office messages on Microsoft Outlook. So today we will be learning about setting up of out of office replies. Now, it is completely possible for you that you might have taken a leave or you are on holiday, or let's say there's an emergency that has come at your place. Now, what will you do? Will you be now calling each and every person and telling them, sorry, I won't be able to attend the meeting? Or I will not be available at this time. Or let's say you have already taken a vacation. Now, it's not possible the whole of your office to know that you have taken a vacation because it's only the HR and your head who will know that, right? Now, if a lot of people who does not know and want to set up a meeting with you, well, they will be seeing your calendar and will be setting it up. But there's a way to show it on the calendar that you are not available from this point to this point. And even if they are scheduling a meeting, they will get an automatic reply saying that you are out of office. So let's learn how to set up automatic out of office replies. Users can set up automatic out of office replies when they are on leave. To set up automatic out of office replies, user needs to select File and then select Automatic Replies. Before selecting Send Automatic Replies, set the date range, which helps in automatically turning off the messages. In the Inside My Organization tab, user can type in the response, which will be sent to teammates, colleagues, etc. Select OK to save the settings, right? So there's a lot of things that can be done. One, users can set up automatic out of office replies when they're on leave. To set up automatic out of office replies, they need to select File and then they need to select Automatic Replies. Before selecting Send Automatic Replies, they can set the date range, which helps in automatically turning off the messages. And in the Inside My Organization tab, users can type in the response, which will be sent to teammates, colleagues, etc. Once they select OK to save the settings, the automatic out of office replies will be set, right? So let's say how to set up automatic replies. So we'll go back to the Microsoft Outlook. Now I'll go back to the email here, right? To set up, you have to go here. You see the settings, go here. And you can say view all Outlook settings. Once you go, you will be able to see there's general, email, calendar, people, and view quick settings, right? So there is all of this. From there, you can go down to automatic replies. Once you select automatic replies, turn on automatic replies. And you can say send replies only during a time period. Select the time period. For example, you're going on leave on 8th and you will be back on, let's say, 20th, right? Now put the time, let's say like this. You can say block, select the title for the event saying that on leave, right? So I will do that. Automatically decline new invitations for events that occur during this period and decline and cancel my meetings during this period as well, right? So what I can do is use my automatic reply message. You can select all of them which has already been scheduled and You can write, hi, I'm currently on leave and do not have access to my devices. Will be available from 21st July onwards. To get in touch with, you can put somebody's name here at the rate and put their email ID as well, right? In case of urgency. And put regards and your name. You can also say send replies outside to your organization and send replies to only to contacts or to anybody. So you can say, hello, I'm currently on leave. Dear July devices. Please reach out to them in case of any urgency. So you can do that as well, right? So in this way, you will be able to save this, and the moment you save it, your message will be replied. Now, this is how my message is looking like. It's already been saved. I'll go back. If I go to my calendar, as you can see, it shows that I'm on leave, right? I'm completely on leave. If I want, I can also delete this as well. So I've deleted the event. Now I will be able to attend all the sessions that will be happening at this time. So I will be able to attend all the sessions that will be happening at this time as well. So even if I'm not on leave, I'll be able to attend. Otherwise, I can just set up saying that I am out on leave. So to do this again, you have to go to your email, go to settings, go to view all Outlook settings, and go to automatic replies to set up your replies. So I can switch it off because I am not on leave for this period. I'm not on leave for this period. So you can do that as well, right? So in this way, you will be able to set up your messages on Microsoft Teams. Sorry, Microsoft Outlook. Now you see how it gets confused because Teams and Outlook are so similar in terms of the calendar application. Now, if you're thinking because you're on leave, you won't be able to see it on Teams, it will be showcased on Teams as well, right? It will be showcased on Teams that this person is on leave, right? So, and they will get an automatic reply saying that the person is on leave at this moment and will not be able to attend this call, right? So in this way, we will be able to create and we will be able to attend the meetings, right? Or send out automatic out of office replies. To know more about how to send out automatic out of office replies, please visit support.microsoft.com and also do visit Microsoft Learn to know more about Outlook. Thank you. Welcome to another session of Microsoft Outlook. We have been talking about calendars and out of office and different functions and features of Microsoft Outlook. But if you remember, in one of the functions and features, I spoke about how do you assign tasks and create a to-do list. Well, right now we will be talking descriptively about how to assign tasks, how to create tasks, and also how to categorize them as well. So today's session is all about tasks and reminders. Now, I know this sounds really dreadful because it's all about how do you assign your work and how do you remind yourself that there are things needs to be done, but it is a very and a super useful application. So let's learn how to create tasks and reminders. A task is an item that the user creates and wants to track until it's completed. So what is a task? It's an item that you create and you will be tracking it unless and until it is completed. Use to do in outlook.com to create, edit and manage tasks. So you remember we were using the to-do list. Yes, you have to use that to create the tasks in outlook.com, right? User can create a task and reminder by selecting task from the application launcher. You can select the task and the reminder from the application launcher itself. Once the user has selected task, they can select new and start inserting details in the start date, date complete and status to track progress, right? You can, once the user has selected task, they can select new and they start inserting details in the start date, date complete and status to track progress. You can attach files in the task after completion as well. You can attach files in the task after completion. You can add charms to the task and even help in specific types of tasks. So you can even add a icon maybe, and you can also categorize it as the specific part of the task, right? So what is it? One is it is an item that you will be creating and will be tracking it until it's completed. What you will be using is the to-do list to create a task, right? You can create, you can edit, you can manage. You will also create a task and reminder by selecting the task from the application launcher. And once the user has selected the task, you will be able to start inserting details as well. For example, the start date, date complete, and the status. You can attach files in the task after completion, and you can also add different charms, which are icons in the task as well. So this is all about how do we need to create task and reminder. The next is you can categorize them as well. So you can categorize them as well by using the different categories that are there. So if you remember in the Outlook calendar, we were setting up categories. Well, you can set up categories here as well, right? So you can set up categories here and you will be able to, use this to, categorize what kind of task it is, right? So that is also possible. So let's see how to do this. We'll go to Outlook. And if you remember, this tick sign that you see is the to-do list. So click onto the tick sign and Microsoft To Do is opened, right? Here it's showing suggestion for me to see what are the different, tasks that I need to be done. Let me create something from scratch. So let's say I want to put the moment you do that, you can also go here and you can add a step maybe, for example, also for you can add it to your day. That means that needs to be created. You can remind again, let's say by tomorrow 9 a.m. So you can allow here. You can add a due date, let's say tomorrow, put it on repeat. You can pick a category. Now to pick a category, you have all of this categories. So let's say I want to pick a category here. You can add more categories here as well in case you would want. So I can add categories. All these categories I'd already created in the calendar. You can add note as well, and you can just see if the task is done. Otherwise, you can keep it like this, right? And you can also mark the task as important. So in this way, this will be able to do. This will be able to be done. Now you can also select add a task, let's say sending out ice cream. And you can even select a date as well from here. Let's say I want to select this. This is the date I want to select. You can pick up any date that you would want to and save it. Let's say, yeah. And then you can put a reminder. Yeah. You can also add any details that you would want to, right? Now, if it's important, obviously it will, because you have put the star out, it shows important, right? If it's assigned to you, it will be coming here. If it's task that needs to be done, that will come here as well. Now, you can even create a new list. For example, if I want to create a new list, and I can create a group as well. And as you can see, a group has been created, right? And you can keep on adding the tasks here as well. So that can also be done. As you can see, you can even access all the emails from here, all the whatever you want to access, you'll be able to do that. You can even sort and share this with somebody. So in case you want to create an invitation link, you are able to do that as well, right? You can even create an invitation link. And then you have this where you can even change and change your password, or maybe set up, do the whole settings thing, so you can do that as well. Now here my day, it shows that these are the things that I have got for the day. In case you would want suggestions, you can look into the suggestions as well to see what are the different tasks that are left. You can sort them out by due dates as well, so that is also there. You can see what is important by just putting the star on. So you can just enable the star and you will be able to make it important. You can also write it here as well in the important part. You can make it planned as well. Let's say, if you have a planning that has come up, so you can plan that as well here. You can see whatever the tasks that are assigned to you. If someone else is assigning your task, you will be able to see that as well, right? So if somebody else assigns you a task, you will be able to see that. You will also be able to see the flagged emails. So any emails that you would want to flag, like say, there's an email that has been flagged. You can change the theme. For example, let me put this as the theme, and I can show the completed task, and all of those things can be seen here itself, right? So you can check on that. You can also see the task which are remaining. You can also see the task which are remaining here itself. And if you want to create a group, you see this icon, see this smaller with a plus icon, you click on here and you can create a group, right? So let's say I want to create general agenda. And if you want, you can even put it under the list as well. So let's say I want to put this under the list, and I can do that as well. So for example, this training session, I've put it under the training agenda list. In this way, you will just have to shift and drag the lists. So you can do that as well. As you can see, my groups are created, my lists are all created in this manner. So in this way, you will be able to look into the tasks that are required to be done. You can see the to-do list and get your task completed. Yes, so this is all about the to-do planner. In case you want to know more, please go to www.support.microsoft.com to know more about the task and the to-do list. Also, you will be able to learn more about Outlook with the help of Microsoft Learn and earn few extra credits. Thank you. Welcome to the last session for Microsoft Outlook. Well, to sum up this whole session, we learned about why do we need to know about Microsoft Outlook, how to install Microsoft Outlook, how to set up your account, the different features that are there, and how it helps you. Also, how the calendar is integrated with Teams calendar, how there are different applications such as people, which is contacts, to do and task list. Then there is, you can set rules. So we learned about different features, right? Now, if you remember in rules, when we were setting up rules, we put one rule. So for example, if we get in emails with the word training on it, what happens? It gets shifted to a folder. Folders? Well, we will be learning about how to search for messages in folders and subfolders and how to organize messages in folders and subfolders. So all about folders in Microsoft Outlook. So searching for messages. Users can use search for messages in folders and subfolders with the help of search folder. The search folder is a virtual folder that provides a view of all email items that match specific search criteria. For example, unread mail search folder will include all the unread mails in mail in folders and subfolders, right? So what happens is, in case you would want to look for messages in folders and subfolders, you can use the search folder to look for the messages, right? So you can use that to look for all the messages that are there. Even if it's in a specific category, you will be able to search for it using the search folder, which is a virtual folder, right? And how do you organize? Users can create folders and subfolders to organize emails, move messages, and add folders to their favorite folders for easy access. So what you can do is you can create folders and subfolders to organize emails, to move messages, and add folders. So you can add folders to the favorite folder as well for easy access. It helps in segregating emails and categorizing them, and makes it much more easier for the user to search for those emails. So what it does, it helps in segregating them and categorizing them and making it easier for the user to search for emails, right? So let's see how to organize messages in folders and subfolders. So we'll go back to Microsoft Outlook, and here we are, right? Now, if we scroll down, you will be able to see folders, right? So these are all the folders that are there, right? So this is how you will be able to add folders, and you can even add favorite here, right? So you see, this is the folders. You can add folders here, and you can even search the folder. For example, if I'm looking for training, you will be able to look for the training folder from here itself. Or let's say we put resume, you will be able to add resume as well. You will be able to look resume as well, right? Now, how do we do it? We go here and we add a new folder. So let's say we add a new folder called important, right? So any email which is marked as important will be coming here, right? Now, once you go here, as you can see, this is the folder. You can always add to favorites. What you need to do is you need to just click on to this star. So it darkens, that means it's already added to the favorite. You can also filter the emails here, right? You can also sort filter. You can see the unread messages, the flagged messages, the to me messages, has files, mention me. All the messages can be filtered here as well. Now, what you need to do is, let's say I'll go to inbox and I want to send this message to something, right? I want to flag this message. So either I can flag it or I want to send this message. So what I can do is select this message and you see these three dots, right? You go here and you can go right. So if you can see this message, you can see it here. Now what you can do is you can move this message to a folder, right? You can move this message to a folder as well. Or else, let's say, for example, let's take another message. For example, this message, what I will do is I can go to this three dots. Sorry, I can go to this three dots here and I can move this message to a folder. What I can do is I can move this message to a folder. What I have to do is I will just create a rule. So I'll just create a rule and move this message to a folder, right? So to do this, I just need to create a rule. So I can create a rule and I can move this message to a folder. So any emails that will come with the word important will be kept here. Any email with the word important or showing that it's important. So what I will do is I'll go here, view all Outlook settings, put up a rule saying that add new rule. Let's say important messages, add a condition. For example, I'm on the to or CC line. Add another condition. Go completely down. You put importance, right? Select an importance high. You can also put go down. And you can say sensitivity, right? You can say company confidential, right? And then you add an action. For example, move to, add the folder name here, important. You can add an exception, run rule now and save it. Let it load. It takes some time. So once it loads, so as you can see, important messages, if my name is in the to or CC box, the message was sent with high importance and the message has company confidential sensitivity, move the message to folder important and stop processing more rules on this message, right? So there will not be any more rules on this message. So let it load. And meanwhile, you can obviously take some break. So you have to wait and always refresh the page for the rules to start working. Now, if you go and check here to the rules, you will see the rule is already uploaded, right? So the rule is running right now in the inbox. And if it's required, there will be rules that will be already, emails that will be already sent here, right? For example, if there are training messages, it will come here with the word training in it. If there are important messages on this ID, it will get stored here. So in this way, you will be able to use rules in Microsoft Outlook, right? You will be able to use rules in this way. Now, to know more about rules, you need to go to support.microsoft.com. You can know more about folders as well, and you will be able to set up the rules as well, right? Also, if you have some extra time, do visit Microsoft Learn to know more about Microsoft Outlook and earn few extra credits. Now, assignment time. So what you have to do is you have to open Microsoft Outlook, add contacts of 3 of your team members in people, create a task list and assign task, and add rules in your Outlook for the incoming important messages and for messages from a certain recipient, right? So you know how to add those rules. Now, click screenshots, take screenshots every time you finish a task of how you're doing the task and upload it in the portal. And hope you have enjoyed all the sessions and had fun learning Microsoft Outlook. Thank you. To another session of Microsoft Outlook. Well, we have been learning a lot of things in Microsoft Outlook. We started with learning why is it important to know Microsoft Outlook. Also, what is Microsoft Outlook? We learned about the different features and functions and how to use them, right? And now we will be learning about rules. So what exactly is rules? Rules are something like a condition. And what happens when you set rules? Well, when you set rules, the Outlook will work in a way, the emails will work in a way that it gets directly sent to the folders. That sounds interesting, right? So let's see how to use rules. So in today's class, we will be learning all about rules. What are rules? User can use rules to move, flag, and respond to email messages automatically. That means, let's say, if I get a message, if I put a rule saying that training messages will be directed to the training folder, right? So what happens is all the messages that are related to training will be directly sent to the training folder, and it will be highlighted to me that in the training folder all the messages related to training are there. And similarly, you can even respond to the emails automatically. For example, if any of the email comes saying that you have to for this class you have to be there for a particular class or for a specific thing, then I can always say that my automatic reply will go yes, right? So in this way, you will be able to use rules as a reply. You can use rules to play sound, move messages to folder, also display new item alerts, right? So let's say if you have been shopping from somewhere and every time they send you a message saying that, okay, these are the items that we will be selling. The moment that list comes, you should be notified. You can put a rule like that. And in this way, every time a thing comes, like let's say every time a list comes of the new products, you will be notified. And every time you're notified, you will be able to go and make a purchase, right? So in this way, you will be able to display item, or you will be able to move messages, or you will be able to play sound as well. Rules help the user to filter, file, and follow up with messages also. It helps you to filter and file as well. And that's very, very important, right? It helps you in filtering, it helps you in filing, and with follow up with messages. So a lot of times, let's say there might be few folders which are important. For example, any folder related to this project, I should be notified, right? Because whatever other projects or other information that you would get, it might be important, it might not be relevant as well. But to make it more relevant, to make it more easier for you to get notified and not missing out on any email from that particular recipient or from that particular project, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you have filter, file, and have follow-up messages along with the rules. So rules will be helping you with that, and it can be created without a template. So you know there is lot of different templates that are there, right? This is one thing where you would not require a template. You would not require a template. Instead, without a template, you will be able to create the file. You will be able to create the file. So let's see, how do you define rules for messages? So I'll go back to Outlook. Now, how do you set rules? You have to go to settings, right? So this is settings and you go to rules. Now, because this is the settings which is in the most smaller version, you have to go to view all Outlook settings. So you go to this, you see this icon, you click on here, and then you go to view all Outlook settings. Then you see rules here, you go to rules. Now you can create, what does it say? You can create rules that tells Outlook how to handle incoming email messages. You choose both the condition that trigger a rule and the action that will take. Rules will run in the order shown in the list below, starting with the rule at the top, right? So you can create a rules that tells Outlook how to handle incoming email messages. You can choose both the condition that trigger a rule and the action the rules will take, and the rules will run in the order shown in the list below, starting with the rule in the at the top. So how to add a new rule? You add a new rule here. For example, let's say my rule is is training to notified. So this is my rule. You can add a condition here. Now, once you select a condition, it can be from or to people. So let's say messages with the word training. So right now mine is about training, but let's say if you want to put a condition where if this mail comes from this person, it needs to be notified to you. If you're sending mail to this person, it needs to be notified. If my name is, if you're on the to line or on the CC line or to or CC line, not on the to line, only recipient, you will need to be notified. Subject includes or subject or body includes, right? So there are different conditions which are there. Then there is message body includes, sender address includes, recipient address includes, message header includes, marked with importance, sensitivity, classification. So let's say if any email which is marked with importance or with sensitivity or with classification, you will receive in this folder. Message includes flag, type, has attachment, message size at least or at most, received before or after, or apply to all messages, right? Now, the condition I'm going to put is subject or body includes. Enter the words that you're looking for. Training, right? You can add another condition, and let's say I am on the to or CC line, right? You can add another condition. For example, message body includes is already there. Let's say marked with importance. Select an option, high or normal, right? Let's say high. So in this way, you can keep on adding more rules. It doesn't have to be that everyone has to be, it has to be one rule. No, it can be a lot of other rules as well, right? So that is also possible. Add an action here, move to, copy to, delete. So you can either organize or pin to top, mark as read, mark as junk, mark with importance or categorize, forward to, forward as attachment or redirect to. Yeah. So let's say if you are on leave at this time, you can always put this as a rule. For example, let's say you are on leave and you are on leave for quite some time, right? And you will be receiving some important messages and you have decided that, somebody needs to notify because those messages needs to be answered. Now, it might be possible or might not be possible for you to have the access of your device. But why do you want to take a risk and make sure that you are missing out on an important mail? If the email is categorized as important, you can always send it off to somebody for them to reply, provided You let that person know also that the messages will be forwarded to that person in their absence, and they have to make sure that they loop you in when they are replying on behalf of you. But you can always set up a rule that, when you are not there, let's say for that period of time, any messages that comes off as important gets redirect to that other person, right? So that is also there. You can even forward to somebody or forward as an attachment. If it's required, you can forward it as an attachment. For example, you have seen the mail, but you do not want to disclose what is written in the mail in the body as a text itself, right? What you can do is you can forward it as an attachment itself to another person you think will be required to read that mail. So in this way, let's say I want to say move to, and then you can select a folder here. I have a training folder here. I can also create another, or I can also create another rule now or add an exception to that rule. For example, if I want to select an exception here, I will be able to do that as well. In case I want to select any sort of exception here, I will be able to that as well, right? And then you can say run rule now, stop processing more rules, run rule now, and you can save. Now, what it says, message with the word training should be notified, right? If my name is in the to or CC box, the message includes specific word in the subject or body, that is training, and the message was sent with high importance, move the message to folder training, right? You see, there's so many rules that I have added to one single rule. So my rule is that the message with the word training should be notified, and how it needs to be notified is in this manner. In this way, you will be able to create as many as rules that you would want. You do not have to worry about the fact that, okay, if I create so many rules. No, you can always create rules so that you have a very clear and organized inbox. You have set rules. That means your organized will be clean. It will be organized. Most importantly, appropriate mail emails will be in appropriate folders, right? So what is folders and how do you create folders is something that we will be learning in the next session. But as you understand that with the help of rules, you will be able to add rules and organize your emails, and most importantly, create alerts for the emails that is required for you. You can create alerts for the emails that will be required for you. So in this way, you will be able to create different rules. In this way, you will be able to create different rules, right? So this is all about rules in Outlook. Now, if you want to know more about rules, then please log into support.microsoft.com. Also, if you have some time, go to Microsoft Learn to know more about Microsoft Outlook. Thank you.